guys, Steve Wolbach, your friendly public adjuster. I want to talk to you a little bit today about why are there public adjusters? Why in the state's government, they under all the different divisions and different headings, under insurance and banking, there is a heading called public adjuster. Well, the reason why is because there has been evidence throughout the course of time where in the course of filing a claim, sometimes, and what we see more often than not, I won't go on the record and say 100% of the time, but I will say that it's always in your best interest to have somebody that is familiar with the claims process, that's familiar with the procedures of filing a claim, to be on your side to walk through and make sure that your best interests are always kept the utmost. And unfortunately, you can't say that happens if you don't get representation. If you are going to rely on the insurance adjuster to come out and just take care of all your needs and represent your side of this claim, it's very difficult for him or her to do, because he's coming out on behalf of the insurance company already. There's a conflict of interest. You see that? The whole idea of an insurance adjuster coming out to your home when you've had damage is to be able to take a look at that and get this thing settled. We need to move on. We need to put this behind us. And it all possible to be as painless and as minimal as possible. And when I use those terms, I'm speaking of the actual dollar payout is to not be very large. I don't believe there's anywhere where there would be some type of a supervisor or somebody in a management position that would say to one of these fellas, hey, you make sure you go out there and you write the biggest, fattest check you possibly can for that homeowner. We want them to be super happy about this. It just doesn't happen. That's not what the mindset is in handling a claim from the insurance company side. Now, as a public adjuster, when we get involved, our object is to try to involve and encase and make sure we find all the damage that had happened. We want to see there was a peril that has caused damage. There was some type of loss. Well, we want to make sure that we collect all the facts and figures of that total loss. We don't want to miss anything. This is something that when we get involved with these claims, we look at this as if this is our own home, and that how would I want this now to be addressed? How do I want this to be how would I want to be indemnified, to be made whole at the end of this process? Well, I want anything that was involved with just took place that's damaged now for me, whether how small or large, I want to have that taken care of. It wasn't there before. It's only happened after the fact. So why should I not expect that all these things need to be collected together in one estimate, line by line item, and presented to the insurance company for payment? Once it's over, we shake hands and we're all done. The insurance company owes you nothing more once they've indemnified you and they've had a settlement with you where a check's been cut. Well, who better to oversee that? Who better to make sure that that check is accurate than somebody that understands that process? As the typical homeowner, most homeowners do not have that background. We're all intelligent people. We all have the process of being able to think and rationalize and reason things. But because you don't do this on a regular basis, I'm sure there are certain terms, there are certain procedures that you're not familiar with, you're not acquainted with. That is our job. That's what we do for a living. So we do understand and know what those things are about. The whole point to this is to help you make sure that you are paid as fairly and as completely as possible. Will you end up suffering still somewhat of a financial loss on this? More often than not, yes. I have to admit, number one, you have a deductible, right? Well, that deductible is what the insurance company looks at is your part of sharing in this claim. When you paid for insurance, you probably didn't realize that that doesn't mean that 100% of whatever took place, the insurance company is going to take care of, and that you don't have any exposure in this. No, the insurance company has put that deductible in place for a specific reason. That is you sharing with them a financial loss here. Obviously, they are taking the yeoman's share of it, right? And that's the position they're in to do so. But you also are expected to share in this loss as well. Our job as public adjusters is to keep that to a minimum, to make sure that as much damage that's taken place, we want to get all those facts and figures together to submit that for payment to make sure that we get you back to as close as possible. But it very, very rarely ever will come out where it would be. I mean, as a matter of fact, it really can't. Let's just leave it at that. You can't be completely satisfied on that. So, guys, I hope that is informative to you. I hope that you've learned something from that. Please, if you want to make a comment about that, reach out to me. Share your opinion. Share an experience that maybe you've had. Perhaps you're going through something right now and you could use some advice. You could use some help. I'm here. I'm only a phone call away. At the end of this, you're going to have my contact information. Guys, please, would you like this? Would you please share this with others? And would you subscribe to my page? I appreciate that very much. With that, guys, I want you to have yourselves a great day, and God bless you.